So, I was considering stopping earlier after I'd done the first two games of Savage versus Tiger Style, as I was sort of running out on things to say on these matchups. But I had a quick look at these matchups, and I decided I would watch every game because there are some interesting matchups in this. Once again, as always, there's going to be a Renegades even player. Entirely standard. iBaWs up here playing the Renegades, but down on this side we have the boy Asso, who's going to be playing the Cranioids. Now, this is actually the faction that I'm second most knowledgeable about. I learnt them first because obviously they are, or second because obviously they are closest to the first race that I chose, Marines. Also, I think that it is actually impossible for a Marines player, or if not impossible, close to impossible, really, really damn hard for a Marines player to beat a Cranioids player. And I wanted to learn how to do it so that I could show people how to do it. Because there are, a lot of people who didn't quite believe me how badly you can pull apart a Marine player as Cranioids. And shout out to Tiger Style for destroying me so much repeatedly that he's taught me how to make people very upset on ladder while playing Cranioids by doing some quite strong, aggressive play. So here we have actually a very similar start to the start I was making while playing Marines. He's gone for what is essentially the factory, and then going for his tech. And again, just like I did with Ogres, he has not produced any stink bugs until he has got out his fourth harvester, which is quite a greedy play. On a big map like this, again, not too dangerous, although stink bugs are less consistent than ogres. Consistent is a good word to describe it. These are strong versus both stink bugs and ogres. Stink bugs kill these a lot faster than ogres, but it becomes more of a micro battle, whereas versus ogres, they just get sort of slowly picked off. Like, ogres will never do great against them. Maybe that's overstatement, but ogres will never destroy them as much as stink bugs can destroy them, but they will always do well. Whereas with stink bugs, a couple of missed micros can really set you behind. So as you can see, these armored cars are actually going to do almost nothing to these stink bugs, and the stink bugs are just going to flow in. Good splitting here from Tiger Style. These a little bit AFK. I would like to see some more movement there. I would like to see a bit more splitting as well. This, I actually believe, is entirely wrong, what Asso has been doing here. This is what I see a lot of people doing with stink bugs, and I think it's entirely the wrong way to control stink bugs. I also think his aggressor clearly was firing some shots at these rocket troopers, which you really do not want. You need to make sure that your aggressor is just hitting the cars. And then once you've cleared up all the cars with your aggressors, you should honestly be across the map harassing them. Because, actually, look at this. Barracks. I like this. This is just a tier 1 rush. This is interesting. I actually had, after the buff to both of the Invaders factions, I actually had Just Plain Savage. I actually helped him test if this build still works. And he sort of accepted that it does not work against Marines anymore. But I guess iBaWs believes it still can work against Cranioids. I don't think it should, but I think Asso has probably played this a bit wrong. These, I think, very weak units. I mean, I may be wrong. Someone can argue with me about how they feel they go, but I think good splits of stink bugs will be better for fighting this than these. To explain what I mean, you saw earlier Asso controlling the stink bugs by grabbing all of them and running them through. I'll go back and see where this is. Like I said earlier, this isn't going to be as much commentary as things. So here we go. What you see, he grabs all these and he runs them through. Right? He runs them in, stands them in them enough to get some kills, and then goes through. The problem with doing something like this is as he's pushing through into some of them, right? If these were running into these lot could keep firing. I actually think, and I'm again not sure about this. This was also kind of not microed that much. But I think the better way to micro the stink bugs is to just split as he splits his infantry, split the stink bugs along with that to spread out all of that AoE. And I've been having a lot of good success doing that. I'm not sure how well it would work here. These aggressors are now. I was thinking maybe aggressors aren't so great because he's making a lot of rocket infantry. But now he has so many tanks. It's still not great having these aggressors. They're not going to help much. But if he can have some good micro hitting these tanks, then that's going to be really helpful. I actually don't know what these guys' fire type is. I also think he was a bit slow making this habitat because getting these little zergling things in there can be really helpful early on. Oh, this is a strange little counterattack. That was odd. What I would consider a lot more than this is getting aggressors around here. If his aggressors hadn't been sitting here to defend, if his aggressors had been out here harassing these, he might have been able to hold them back. This is really what I think is the strength of Cranioids, is using stink bugs to just cause chaos amongst his force. Just split stink bugs up. You know, when he's splitting like this, put 2 stink bugs in there, a stink bug there, stink bug there, stink bug there, a couple stink bugs there, and then just rally in more stink bugs. You just split his army, cause chaos, give him a lot of work to do microing, and while you're doing that, you can just set your stink bugs up quickly, hop over to some aggressors. You've got the aggressors killing these harvesters. And this is really the way you can hold him back. What he has here is a game which iBaWs is now dragging on to a hella length, where he is sitting here on just 2 harvesters with no way to get more out. Actually, he has this 3rd sneaky harvester up here. A quick point, this actually shouldn't work. To be honest, I don't think he cares. He took out another harvester there. I don't think he really... iBaWs is really worried. He's got this game in the bag now. But even through Fog of War, you can actually see that this is just sort of twiddling its thumbs, just sitting around not really doing anything. This, picking stuff up, dropping it in. Picking stuff up, dropping it in. And you can see that through Fog of War. That might get fixed soon. But until it does, that is something you should abuse. And the reason why sneaky expansions like this against good players just will not work.